My name is Dr. Renee Schmid. I'm the Director of Veterinary Medicine and Senior Veterinary Toxicologist for Pet Poison Helpline. So the biggest one is going to be for like onions and garlic. So stuffing or anything else that maybe contains onion and garlic in there, those are certainly a concern in our dogs and cats. And they're very sensitive to ingesting onion and garlic. And we can see red blood cell damage and changes to that, some significant anemia because of it. For ham, for the turkey skin, even if they get into frying a turkey is something that's fairly popular in the United States. And so if they get into any of the grease or the leftovers, the remnants from that, all of those things can cause pancreatitis to develop, which can be a very life-threatening illness for these guys. A lot of times they may have to be in the hospital for that to have treatment. And so we try to really recommend that if you're going to give them some of the turkey, make sure it doesn't have the skin on it. Make sure that it's just straight turkey meat. But we really like to avoid having any of the bones given to them, whether it be a ham bone, turkey bones, anything like that, because those can certainly sliver, and as they've been chewed, they can cause some significant damage in the esophagus and the stomach or the intestinal tract, and even some of those can puncture through and cause a life-threatening sepsis to develop. The other thing that I should mention is rising bread dough. So we all like to have rolls to go along with our Thanksgiving feast. And so when they are yeast-containing bread, so bread dough or our dinner rolls, those unfortunately are very toxic to dogs and cats. And when our dogs ingest those, they can cause more fermentation to occur in the stomach. And so the stomach fills with gas and becomes very distended. And then it can also, because that fermentation, it produces ethanol. And so these guys can even have alcohol poisoning because of the rising bread dough. And making sure that those pets don't get into, they're not sitting, the glasses aren't sitting in a low enough spot where the animal can drink from it. Alcohol poisoning is something that is very common to see in an animal, that even if they ingest just a few laps, we can see a low blood sugar with that as well. So a lot of people may think it's funny to see their pet stumbling and stumbling around, but unfortunately they don't recognize the low blood sugar that can have some life-threatening effects from that as well. Don't hesitate to mention xylitol again. I mean, if you're on the more health-friendly dessert side, avoid those, the xylitol.